What's up guys, welcome back to Paul's Hardware. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy New Year to everyone out there. I don't know about you guys, but when it comes to this time of the year, last couple weeks of December, I don't want to do too much work, and especially don't want to talk more about the RAM crisis because I've been covering that way too much. And you know what, we're probably going to continue to discuss that in 2026. So today, we're focusing on the spirit of the season, gifts and gift giving and gift receiving. So to that end, I've got some mail that's arrived. I'm going to open that up. I think a couple of these might be gifts for me. I also wanted to highlight some gifts that have recently been distributed to some giveaway winners, and I've even got a little something for you guys.
Excellent!
Today's video is brought to you by the Paul's Hardware store on paulshardware.net, the only official source for Paul's Hardware merchandise, tantalizing t-shirts, brilliant beer sets, high-quality hoodies, and more, all featuring the classic thumb screw for tasteful and refined viewers, or the 8-bit thumb screw for tasteful and refined viewers who hate curves. New designs are added sporadically and at random, so head over to paulshardware.net and get some of that sweet, sweet merch right now. Or not right now, after you watch the video. Either way. That's on there pretty good. This is one of the items that was sent to me in the last video, Last Probing Paul, so a big thank you to Russell P for sending this over. We drank some of the beers that he sent during our charity live stream. This is the Isle of Skye Scottish Ale, which I've been looking forward to drinking. So cheers to all you guys. That is very yummy, and I should also clarify that technically this is Probing Paul episode number 99, so we have the big 100 to look for in 2026 as well. But that means I also need to do the traditional thing where I look down the Probing Paul history. There it is. And I'm officially going to be answering one question, although it was reiterated by a few other people. So this question came as a response to one of my recent giveaway winner announcement posts where I had this background. And the question, quite simply, from Sidekick is, can I have this background for my phone lock screen? And there were at least a couple other people who chimed in and said, yeah, I would like that too. So to answer your question, yes, you can totally have this background, and I'll put a link to it down in the video's description. These are the Paul's Hardware 8-bit logos that I worked with my merch guy, John, to design. They were colorized and arranged in this beautiful step and repeat pattern by Joe, who you might recognize as the Paul's Hardware lead editor-in-chief, if you will. It is also the same design that's on the mouse mats and stuff, so very cool. I've been really happy with these designs since we started using them. I'm glad you guys are interested in that too, and just as a little something for everyone, I know it's not much, perhaps just a little bit of a stocking stuffer. I thought I'd share it in case you guys want to use it as a desktop background, phone background, whatever you want to do for personal use, of course. Nope, don't use it for your business. It's for my business. But that also dovetails with just a few quick shout outs I wanted to give. If you guys recall, back in October, we did the scariest build ever, the October build. That build also went up as a giveaway to help support our Extra Life charity event that we did at the beginning of December. And Ken, or Kenneth P. from Belleville, Michigan, actually claimed that prize. It has already been sent and received, and Ken even came and posted a response on one of the follow-up videos saying thank you. You're very welcome, Ken, and him and his son are going to be getting that all together and up and running, which I assume has already been done because Ken hasn't followed up with me with any troubleshooting things needed. The next build / giveaway was for November. That was built in the Corsair Air 5400 case with a 9950X 3D and a Power Color RX 9070 XT. All three of these end of the year builds I think turned out really, really nice. And that giveaway has also already taken place. The winner was picked, and that was Joseph. And Joseph lives in Anza, California, which is actually about a 2-hour drive from where I live. Joseph and his stepfather were kind enough to meet me halfway at an In-N-Out in Lake Elsinore, which I did just last week. Handed off the system to Joseph. He was super nice, super friendly, and he was super classy too, because he said, hey, tell Joe the editor that I said hello and thank you. So cheers to you, Joseph. Thanks for meeting me halfway, and that also saved quite a bit on shipping. And then our third winner was just recently picked as of the shooting of this video, so they actually haven't confirmed yet. That was Jonathan G. from Indianapolis, Indiana, who won the Cooler Master Cube 540 build, which had a 9800X 3D and an RTX 5080. Also, very cool, very unique looking build. I really like how that one turned out. And assuming Jonathan G has followed up with me and claimed the prize, big congrats to them, although it's probably a little bit too far to meet in the middle to deliver that one. We'll go with shipping. All right, moving on to the mail time section of this video. I have some packages that have arrived. This one, according to a sticker on the side, is from Children's Miracle Network Hospitals. I want to say a huge thank you to everyone who joined our charity live stream that took place on December 6th. We raised over $35,000 for Children's Miracle Network Hospitals, specifically for the Children's Hospital Los Angeles. So they sent me a nice little Happy Holidays card. Wishing you a happy holiday season. Thank you for an incredible 2025 filled with impact and joy for kids, treated at 170 local children's hospitals. Ooh, and I think they sent one of these last year as well. These are toffees. V Chocolates Almond Toffees, which I'm gonna try my best not to eat for as long as I can, but I probably will have some very soon. Next up, I have 2 packages, and these came from Amazon, and these are, they're kind of for me, they're kind of for Joe, they're kind of for what's gonna be the kickoff for 2026. As I've done many times before, we start 2026 off, or we start most years off with a trip to Las Vegas for CES. And because I do not want to traumatize Joe any further, because if you guys recall, we built him like a brand new system a couple years ago, a really, really nice Threadripper build, and then we brought it to Las Vegas to edit with. However, when we got it there, there was likely some static discharge issue that seems to have killed the motherboard. So we ended up having to go with our backup solution for that particular trip. And everything worked out fine, but for this trip, since we do drive out to Las Vegas, so we're able to take like full-size monitors and actual like editing PCs rather than having to work off of laptops, I thought, why not kick off the new year with an epic build? So we're doing a B850 build with the Asus ROG Strix B850-G gaming Wi-Fi. This is a micro ATX white motherboard, and if you're looking for AM5 whites, micro ATX, your options are somewhat limited. There's a Gigabyte B850 motherboard that I almost went with, but this one actually manages to have 4 M.2 slots. So for that reason, because I'm gonna have multiple storage drives in this system, because it's gonna be set up for editing, I decided, we'll go with the ROG Strix one. It wasn't too much more expensive. I think this one's like $220 or $230. Oh, but the reason I needed micro ATX is because I've already had the case for this build for quite some time. I've been meaning to build in it, although it did get a little punctured in shipping. But look, that lets you verify the color. It's the white C28, Mechanic Master C28. Not as well known of a brand, but it's pretty compact and it has a handle on top. And for a system that I'm gonna be carrying up to our Las Vegas hotel room, I thought going with a case that had a handle would be a good idea. I already had that one in hand, so just picking out the rest of the components to sort of fill out that build. And I was even able to find a 64 gig RAM kit in my RAM storage area down there, down in the vault. So look for this build probably the first week of January before CES. Also gonna be putting in a 9950X3D, I believe, and other cool hardware that goes well with that. All right, now for the main event. I'm actually very excited about this one. And in fact, this entire video might be somewhat of an excuse for me to open this up and show you guys what was sent. It is not from Level 1 Tech. This is from John, our merch guy. And John is awesome in many different ways. And he also does the merch for Level 1 Techs, which is why I imagine he had this Level 1 Techs box. Level 1 Techs box sounds like Level 1 Xbox for some reason. So I don't know a whole lot about what's inside yet, except I am told this includes perishable things from Vermont, which already sounds delicious. Let me open the card real quick. Oh, what a lovely picture there. That looks like a local artist in Vermont perhaps made this card. Dear Paul, happy holidays to you and your family. Enjoy the goodies from Vermont. I will totally do that. This had to be packed with some ice and stuff in it to keep things cool. Oh my God. That looks like some Vermont maple syrup right there. Need to steady my nerves. All right, in here we have, ooh, yeah. Still cold. It got here, got here all the way across the country. And the opening was even delayed a little bit so I could make this lovely video for you guys. All right, so here we go. This is none other than the famous, infamous, glorious Heady Topper. You guys heard of Heady Topper, if you're beer drinkers at all? It is one of the highest rated beers, I think, ever. I don't know, I haven't looked at the ratings recently, but look it up on like any of those beer rating websites and I guarantee there'll be lots of positive things to be said about it. That's very glorious. And we've also got a double X chocolate maple porter, 7.8% alcohol by volume. When it comes to specialty things from Vermont, chocolate, maple, beer, I feel like this includes all of them together in one glorious package. So that's fantastic. We also have some Vermont maple syrup. Pure Vermont maple syrup. This is from Buck Lake Maples LLC, and I feel like this is gonna spoil us for maple syrup. I know like in Vermont and Canada, like they have wars over the maple syrup and whose is better and everything, so very much looking forward to giving this a shot. And by shot, I mean I'll probably like just pour shots of it and drink it straight. That's probably gonna be the way to go. We'll make some pancakes and waffles and stuff too. Finally, we have some farmhouse chocolates, dark chocolate, salted caramels. Again, I thank you for making this a modest pack, John. I'm kind of a sucker for like the holiday sweets and goodies and stuff like that, but you know, I try not to go overboard with it. So this seems like the nice balance between a lovely amount of dark chocolate salted caramels, but not too many. Finally, the last thing John sent was, well, he asked me what my taste in music was, and I was like, I like a lot of different kinds of music. I go from like jazz and classical and like movie soundtracks to like, of course, the music I listened to when I was younger, as in like grunge and Pearl Jam. I like a fair amount of punk music and stuff too. So in kind of like a Napster throwback, this is a 128 gig thumb drive that John has filled with music that he wants me to try out and give a shot. So I'm excited for that too. I tend to get kind of set in my ways with the music I listen to, and I listen to stuff that I already know, and I don't often branch out and listen to new stuff. So I'm gonna plug that in, give it a listen, and this reminds me of Napster, right? The Napster days. We're just sharing music, just, you know, letting a friend borrow some music real quick. Look, it's even a USB 3.0 drive for faster transfer speeds. But that is all the time I have for this one, you guys. So thank you so much for watching and joining me for this somewhat random end of the year holiday gift giving Merry Christmas type video. Merry Christmas to you guys. Happy holidays. Happy New Year. We're looking forward to 2026, even though the landscape on the PC hardware side is a little bit dismal. We're going to keep our heads up, keep things going, and explore different ways to build PCs that might not necessarily require you to spend $300 or $400 on a RAM kit. There are other options out there. But thank you guys so much for a fantastic 2025. Whether you guys are longtime subscribers or just stopping by, it is greatly appreciated. And one last shout out to check out my store, paulshardware.net. We do have the end of the year sale going on. It will continue until the end of December. Thank you guys once again. Hit the thumbs up button if you enjoyed this video. We'll see you all in the next one.